Hey y'all, I'm James Wright and welcome to my shop. Today we're talking about shop lights. Yes, these magical photon creating weird devices. Ooh, let's dive in. When I redesigned the shop a few years ago, I actually did a whole video about the shop lighting that I was putting in. And these are LEDs from American Greenlight. They are very, very cool because they take up no space at all. They go right on joists. And so when you have a short ceiling, it's very nice because you're not going to be encroaching on your space. But today I want to actually talk about more the mechanics. Where do you put the lights? What type of lights? And what all goes into that? In general, the more lights you have, the more sources and the more locations, the better the lighting is going to be in the shop. I have never heard anyone say, wow, I've got too many lights in here. Most people are like, hey, I gotta add one more over there, and I might want to add one over there, and I need this area's a little bit dark. You can never have too many lights in your shop. Historically, woodworking shops would have windows and spaces all the way around the shop because the more light you let in, the easier it is to see things. And the easier it is to see things, the more accurate your work can be. So in all honesty, lights really do improve the quality of the work, and the more of them you can have, the better. But not everyone has the access to windows. Here, I'm down in my basement. I've got concrete walls all the way around, so I need to bring in artificial lighting. And so that's what we'll be talking about today. Now, my background is in technical theater, and so a lot of my master's work was lighting and actually doing the theatrical lighting and how does that set up. And there are many, 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 many uses for lighting. But in the shop, there's two key factors you're looking at. Number one, you want to have enough photons hitting the surface and bouncing up to your eyes, so you need a sufficient amount of lighting. And number two, you want to eliminate shadows that don't help you. There are some shadows that do help you in that they see where angles and edges are. However, you don't want to have a shadowed area that you're working in. That may sound very obvious, but there's a few things you can do to make sure that doesn't happen. Number one, in general, you don't really need lights behind you. You want lights to be above you or in front of you on the other side of the bench, lighting up coming in. If the lights are behind you, they're just going to be casting your shadow onto the work. And your eyes will adjust to the lighter area around, and it'll make it very hard to see what you're working on because there's a shadow there from the light behind you. So I have one 4-foot strip LED light right here above the bench that is lighting up the bench straight down. And that is probably the most key fixture in the whole shop. It is the one that's actually lighting the work. It's giving me a nice coverage. The problem with that is if anything is over, if I'm leaning over, I'm casting a shadow down. I need other fixtures to then fill in that space. The optimal and best position for lights, other than the one directly above lighting up the work, is to have two fixtures that are 45 degrees out and 45 degrees up. And so I have two big soft boxes here that I use more for my camera work, but they help fill in all of those spaces so that I don't have shadows. If I'm leaning over something, I don't have shadows underneath that are making it hard to see. So in general, if the ceiling is 5 feet up from your bench, then you want the fixtures to be 5 feet away from you, 5 feet out, and 5 feet up. That gives you 45 degrees out and 45 degrees up. That'll give you the perfect cross section that blends together and eliminates shadows. So if you're strapped for money and you only have money for one fixture, put it directly above the bench and then just try not to lean over. And that will give you your best lighting you can for the money. If you have enough for two fixtures, then put them 45 degrees out and 45 degrees up, and that will give you the best coverage so that you're not getting a lot of shadows in your work. From that point on, the more the merrier. You'll notice on my bench there's a little bit of a dark area here underneath, but it's a very blurry dark area. There's a lot of light coming in from all different directions. I have lights all over the ceiling that are covering up and eliminating as many shadows as I can. Part of that is for the video work. It looks better for videos when it's a little bit more of an even soft lighting. And in almost all circumstances, if it's good for video, it's actually really good for working. The more light you can have, the better. Now for me, the more light means all of these ceiling fixtures and then soft boxes over here on the side. I have lights everywhere, and they're not really directional lighting, they're just giving me an even soft covering all the way around the bench. Shannon Rogers from the Hand Tool School, he actually has strip lights with can lights that he can focus. His ceiling's a little bit higher, so he has more space in there. But then that allows him to get very focused lighting. So when he's working in this area is lit very well. That area over there isn't, and that is very good because it focuses you in on what you're doing. A lot of people really like that design. For me, I kind of like the shmoo lighting because I don't get as distracted as most people. But having a very focusable lighting where you can have all of these cans aimed at different places allows you to turn on this zone and then turn off that zone and turn on this zone, and it's a really cool idea. So I definitely say go check out the Hand Tool School and what Shannon Rogers did. It's another way of doing the same thing. Now, there are some times when you have to get right down on the work. When you're carving, you're doing detail work, you want to be absolutely precise in that line. You want to get close to it. But that often means you're going to be casting shadows on your work. And having all those lights up on the ceiling is not very conducive to this. And in that case, I've got one of these. This is phenomenal when I need to get in really close to something. Number one, it's got this huge magnifying glass, so I can get that right on what I'm working on. Number two, it's got a light built in, so I can get this right down on what I want. There's no shadows, and I can see very good detail. Anytime I'm really working on something small, restorations, carving, this often comes out. It just allows me to get that perfect little bit of focus where I need to. And it's got this post I can put into a dog hole, so I can put it anywhere on my bench, and I can bring it out here and bring it back towards my work. I can put it back here and go through it. I can set this up anywhere I want on the bench very, very quickly and easily, and it can reach anywhere I need to. So I'll leave a link to these in the description down below, but I've used this for a long, long time, back when I used to do jewelry work, and this comes into use in many, many different cases. So in general, the more sources of light you can get, the better your lighting is going to be. The softer your lighting is going to be, the easier the shadows are to deal with. And that's why a bunch of windows around a room can actually provide a really good soft coverage. You get light coming in from all different directions. Now, a lot of people are going to say you should really get daylight lights or natural lights. That's a pile of schmoo. There's absolutely no difference between warm and cool and the actual functionality of it. Yeah, you might get different hues in the wood, but one is not better than the other. They're just two different ends of the same spectrum. I actually go with about 5,500 Kelvin. It's the lighting I like. It's about halfway between the warm and cool. A lot of people really like it to be a good bit warmer than that. It's a very personal preference. But if you're stuck in a basement and you can't have all those natural lights, then try and put up as many as you can. Remember, 45 degrees out, 45 degrees up, eliminate as many shadows as you can, and that will allow you to see far more detail of what you're doing. Try not to have just one source of light, then you have very harsh, hard shadows. The more you can break it up with the more sources of light, the easier it is to see things and the more accurate you can do your work. And then every now and then having one specialty light that can come in and really focus on that spot when you need to do some detailing can be very, very useful. So I hope this topic was helpful for you. I asked the community a while ago what topics I should do, and I had probably 6 or 7 people contact me and say, hey, can you talk about shop lighting? I'm setting this up. So there you go. If you do have any questions, comments, ideas, snide remarks, let me know those in the comments down below. I do read through all of them and I answer as many as I can. Also, I want to say a huge thank you to the Hive Mind. I bounce ideas off of that group quite regularly. If you don't know what the Hive Mind is, it is a group on Facebook called the Wood by Wright Hive Mind, and that's where I can kind of ask questions about, hey guys, what do you want to see me do here? And people can ask me questions on there, or post up things that they're working on with, hey, I'm working on this, what do you think about that? Or how does this look? It's a really cool community, and I have a lot of fun on there. And as always, I want to say thank you to the patrons on Patreon, members here on the channel, everyone scrolling over here on the side. You are quite literally the ones keeping the lights on. So thank you for that. If you'd like to find out more about that, you can go to patreon.com or click the little join button down there and become a member here on Facebook. Without you guys, this channel would not exist. So thank you. I think that'll about do it for now. And until next time, have a wonderful day. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25 lighting fixtures. In that case, ow, that hurt. Bankas, Luken, Stiefdrucks.